What's up? Welcome back to another video. Yesterday played out so perfectly that I couldn't have scripted it better. I said that price would either retrace into one of these two zones. Once it does, look for a 500 Chinese delivery, and then price is going to go up. There's two potential targets by yesterday. First one was hit to the dot right there, and then price went for a little break before almost touching the second target. But overall, that is a solid win, and that will count as the 98 win of the last 123 calls that we've made. So if you're new to this channel, just know that you're probably in the right place because we tend to be right more often than we are wrong. And so let's remove everything and let's talk about today. So what you need to understand so far, we're going to start off on a higher time frame and then we're going to go into the lower time frame. So far, this is the weekly bullish order block that you are expected to bounce from. It will happen sometime within the next 2 weeks because on September the 17th, you're going to have the federal funds, rate. And most likely at the moment, at least for now, based on the odds, there is an 80% likelihood that we are going to get a rate cut on September 17th. This is really bullish news for risk-on assets like Bitcoin, like the S&P 500, like the Nasdaq, anything that benefits from speculative, kind of movements. This is great. And so the fact that we are at this weekly PDRA, specifically right around a couple of weeks heading up to that event, is definitely not a coincidence. I think the chances that we bounce from here is more likely than not. And so if you are a swing trader, what you want to focus on is, one, you can start to accumulate some positions over here with your invalidation underneath this block, because more likely than not, again, this block is going to hold. And even if we just take a look at weekly market structure and order flow, it is overall still very bullish. In fact, the game is actually pretty simple. If you just started buying every dip since the end of 2022, which is basically almost 3 years at this point, you would be making money, right? Just by selling high. And so far, nothing about this has changed. And the fact that, if you just take a look at the order flow and the market structure, things are still looking good, which means until it fails, which the criteria for it to fail is to trade below this. And until that happens, just continue to buy the dip and sell higher. This is one of those, dip buying opportunities. Just like when I called for, this fair value gap over here to be another dip buying opportunity for those of you that got in, congratulations, because again, you can go back to all of my videos from, March, April, even May and June. And I was talking to yeah, guys, just keep buying. There was no indication that the bull run was over. And there were at the same time a lot of people that were like, oh yeah, Bitcoin's blah, 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 because of the federal fund reserve or blah, 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 blah. For all of these reasons, we're in a recession. Yeah, bull market's over. Guess where those people are at right now? That's right. They didn't make much money. Because ultimately trading or solid trading and investing comes down to objectively reading what the market is trying to tell you and not trying to just trade what you would like to see happen in the markets. Everyone has an opinion. I could think that, hey, Bitcoin is pretty expensive at $111,000. But the fact is, this doesn't matter. If my goal is to make money in the market, as long as the market is telling me that, hey, the trend is still up, the order flow is still up, I'm just going to act accordingly. I'm not going to be stupid enough to, this is what I think. And so, the market has to do what I say, right? A lot of people will hate to admit this, but this is exactly what they're doing. So anyways, if you're a swing trader, look to accumulate some positions here. And if you are looking for a little bit more certainty, in the sense that maybe this is not enough confirmation for you to dive right in, understand that if this week's candle closes bullish, it means next week we are also going to anticipate price to go higher. And so what you can do is wait another 4 days and 15 hours, wait for this weekly candle to close. Ideally, hopefully it closes bullish. And then next week, starting next week, you can just literally start building up all the positions for Bitcoin to form a new all-time high. So that's the situation on the high time frames right now. Let's take a look at a slightly lower time frame and back onto the daily chart. So daily chart tells a slightly different story because at the moment you are still inside bearish order flow, meaning that this is a bearish order block. Price comes up to kind of retest it, but fails to break above it, but instead, breaks below, forms a new low. And same thing here. This is at the moment where price currently is at. This is a bearish order block. Price is currently retesting this, and it seems like price is going to break through this, just based on what we are observing on current price action. In fact, I'm going to get into the trade setup for today, and it's going to be so clean, so obvious that you guys are going to make a killing. If you thought yesterday was clean, today is very likely going to be the kind of day like yesterday as well. So definitely don't miss out on this. So yeah, even though we're right now in a bearish resistance, there is, pretty decent likelihood that we are going to break through that. And sometime within the next couple of days, I do believe that we will start reaching towards 113,400 because that is a previous swing high. And that is also a weak high. Just to explain what that means. This low right here is a strong low because this is a low that formed after sweeping out liquidity. So ideally, you want to be trading into strong lows and you want to target weak highs. Weak highs are any sort of high that does not suit liquidity. For example, here, like there's no liquidity that will serve. This is literally just a swing high, like staying by itself. Now, the opposite is true for example, this. This at the moment is a strong high. Strong highs are unlikely to be retested, and that's why you see price just snub straight up after that. So far, we have formed a strong low. So if there is a time and place where price is going to do a reversal and not test this low again, it's going to be right now. So I'm not saying that, this is going to happen today, but it's bound to happen this week. Or at least I think the chances that we are going to go up and break above this level is pretty likely compared to actually going down and retesting this strong low. So anyways, on the daily chart as well, yesterday's candle closed bullish. And so today's bias is going to be pretty straightforward. We are bullish. We just need to keep in mind and be cautious of the fact that this is a bearish order block at the moment, and there is a potential likelihood that we are going to get rejected from here rather than, go up from there. So now let's move on to the 1 hourly chart and let's see if we have a potential entry here. So before I do that, I'm going to actually mark out the order block that we're currently in, because that might give us a little bit more information on the 1 hourly chart to make a decision. So one of the things that is interesting about what's happening at the moment is the fact that we have some sort of a market maker sell model. So just to explain to you what that means, this was the exact, this was called last Friday, by the way. Clarence, put up the thumbnail from last week. You're going to see it. This was the cleanest trade of all of last week. Basically, once it broke down here, I said, okay, if price were to retrace into here, sell and boot, right? That was a super clean move, happened immediately, and it was super clean. So how this works is that you have impulse, 2, impulse, 3, into some kind of higher time frame, PD array. In this case, this is a higher time frame order block, and the price goes down from that. This is a market maker sell model. So far, this is kind of like 1, potentially 2, potentially, right? Just potentially. But at the moment, this could be 3. Then you're right now heading into some kind of higher time frame bearish PD array. And so, yeah, if you start breaking down here, wouldn't be surprising. However, again, right now, we're just dealing with a couple of conflicting kind of signals, because the weekly chart, even though we're in some kind of weekly PD array, which means that, theoretically we should bounce, the problem is that the daily chart is still in bearish order flow. The 1 hourly chart is also technically still in bearish order flow. And so until that changes, it's going to be like, we can still go long, just like what we did yesterday. We go long, but we just need to be cautious of the fact that, okay, maybe we don't want to be holding our positions for as long as, what we would otherwise do, or maybe we are going to go half size on our risk because we understand that there's conflicting information right now. And so again, the call today is still going to be long following the system, because fun fact, if you are new to this channel, one of the criteria that we look for, in fact, one of the most important criteria that we look for when we take any trades, is that we always look for time frame alignment, which means as long as the daily chart, in this case, the daily bias is bullish for today, the 1 hourly, at least within just this swing here, it is bullish. That means that we're going to be looking for bullish trades. And so we're going to hop down to 5 minutes later just to, find some confirmation. But for now, the couple of levels that we are going to look at is potentially right here. Maybe you might get a sweep of some kind of a blow, but ideally, I think the setup for today is going to be pretty straightforward. You're going to want to look for a 1 hourly candle close above the level of 111,400. If you get a close above 111,400, this entire block here becomes a potential bullish order block. And so price break out, come down to retest, and off you go. You're targeting a 2R. Obviously, the target for today we've already kind of set. It's at this level right here. But if you don't reach this target, as usual, if I never, or rather targets aside, you always want to take profit at 2Rs, which means if I enter here with my stop loss here, 1R will probably be here and 2R will probably be there, right? Just to give you a hypothetical example, we're still going to hop into the lower time frames to refine the entry, but still, if there is no target, or the moment your trade gets 2R, take some profit off the table, move your stop loss to break even, just so you minimize your risk and you actually secure some profit. The reality is that for most people, you don't need more than 2R to make a really good living from trading. It's when you start aiming for really, really far targets that you start losing a lot more trades, and that's when you kind of start losing confidence. That's never a good thing. But anyways, outside of that, so 1 hourly, this is the potential order block that is forming. And potentially, these are the 2 levels that you may want to look for a liquidity sweep. So just give you an example of what I mean. This is so far a fair value gap. So this low and this low right here are swing lows, which means that they are liquidity levels that price could sweep first before bouncing towards the upside. This is exactly what we saw yesterday when price, instead of just going up from here, right? Even though this was a potential bullish order block, price actually came down to fill in this fair value gap, as well as this fair value gap right here. But in the process, you swept out a few swing lows before price does an aggressive kind of pump. And this is going to be all the more clear the moment I go into the lower time frames. So if you know anything about session profiles and how price is delivered throughout the sessions, throughout a day, you can see right now that this red box here is the Asia session. So far, London has swept the Asia lows on a day where we have a bullish daily bias. This is a typical profile known as a AMD, accumulation manipulation. Basically, this is a false move, tricking people into thinking that the market is going lower, cause everyone to start to sell short, or maybe stop out everyone that had their stop losses around this area. And then when it comes time to the New York session, you are going to reverse the price aggressively, right? Distribute the other way so that everyone that got stopped out here, either, they have no chance of getting back into the market, or the people that went short here, well, guess what? They're going to get all liquidated if price goes far enough away from the short positions. You may think that this is very woo-woo, but the fact of the matter is that the proof is in the pudding. I have been doing these daily videos now since February. And again, we have about an 80% accuracy when it comes to this stuff. And this is this AMD is a typical profile that shows up time and time again. It is, I would even go so far as to say, one of our bread and butter setups. And so when you see it, just don't forget about this. Now, specifically, the setup that I will be looking at so far, right, just for now, is right here. Because this is a strong low on the 500 chart. If you take a look at that, that is a strong low. And after that strong low, price shot up aggressively, which means this is a bullish change in state of delivery, which means now this becomes a bullish order block. So when price returns back to this bullish order block, the ideal entry would be something like placing an entry at the start of the order block, placing the stop at the below the strong low, and then just targeting either 2R or maybe the Asia high, or maybe all the way at the target from just now. Now, again, depending on how greedy you are, in the sense that how far you set your target away, it may or may not get hit, which is why even if I were to set my trade like this, I'm still going to take some profit at 2R, set my stop to break even, so that in the event that, price bounces here, okay, 2R, and then boom, stops me out before price does this, at the very least, I'm not at risk of losing any money. That's how I would manage my trade. So this is trade idea number one. But again, it highly depends on timing as well. Because right now, as of the time that I'm recording this video, it is 5:30 p.m. 5:30 a.m. And ideally, we want to look for the move to happen anywhere between the hour before news to the hour after news. So just to give you an example, that would be anywhere between 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. New York. And just to give you an example of exactly when the biggest move happened yesterday, it is exactly at 9 a.m., right? Yesterday's news was similarly at 10 a.m. And starting 9 a.m., that is when the move that we called, which is we were saying it was going to go long and it is going to target that level right there. Exact time. And I even predicted this yesterday. If you watch the video Clarence, put that clip up here just to show some proof. But the fact that today we have closed above this level right here means that the CISD is 100% confirmed. And at the very least, from the perspective of the 1 hourly chart, order flow is definitely bullish. And so when you have bullish order flow, you look to buy into bullish PDOAs. So in the event that you retrace into this fair value gap, that you retrace back into this order block right here, this is going to be an area where you would be looking to buy. So basically anywhere between 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., it's probably going to be your highest probability trading windows. So if possible, I would even recommend just playing it safe, anywhere between 6 a.m., 7 a.m., potentially even 8 a.m. The ideal timing, again, 9 to 11. And so if this happens between 9 to 11, you come into the zones and we start showing a 5-minute change in state of delivery towards the bullish direction, then that's going to be your setup for today. But yeah, this move is going to happen at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And for today, it is the same. So it doesn't matter if price were to, start dumping and it takes out either one of these levels. If you start bouncing, right, you start showing some indication of bouncing, like yesterday, right here, with this move right here, that is going to be kind of like a second manipulation before you eventually get the distribution towards true move. Patience is going to be key here. Now, just because I call this entry here, and sure, I will still take it. But again, timing matters. A move that is happening at 6 a.m. compared to a move that is happening at 9 a.m. is going to have wildly different, probabilities, because today's a news day. And what's the time? Hour before news to hour after news is when the keenest move happens. So overall, another thing to keep in mind is the invalidation criteria, because truth be told, there is still a potential for a market maker sell model. So in the event that you actually get a candle close, right, candle close beneath $110,000 or 110,500, you get a candle close there and you retrace, just keep in mind that this is going to become your new bearish order block, and there is a potential that you're going to go through another market maker sell model and you are actually going to go all the way back to 107,000, just like what we did here, right? 1 impulse up, 2 impulse up, and then this is the high, fills in the bearish speed rate, boot, you start breaking lower, right? Forming the new order block, break lower, form the new order block, retrace, and off you go. Now, we entered on this leg right here rather than this leg right here because truthfully, we do need this to, just have confirmation. But otherwise, I get that's going to be the validation, which means that on the 5-minute, you really want to make sure that the timing as well as the 5-minute order flow aligns. Like if you don't get a 5-minute changes to delivery exactly at, in between the hours of 9 to 11, then yeah, it's going to be a no trade because chances are this is going to happen instead. If you guys feel a little bit uncertain about what to do, feel free to follow me on Twitter at _the_art_of_crypto, and I'll link it down below. This is where I'm going to be posting on trade ideas when I'm actually trading, in the moment, or if I look at altcoins, or if I answer any questions. Like that's where I usually do it. So yeah, no harm following that. And lastly, we have one spot left in bootcamp. If you would like to learn directly from me one-on-one how you can do exactly what I've shown you here on these videos, feel free to click the first link in the description box below. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.